In this lecture, we'll see what is gravitational force. Students, you have already studied this force in 9th standard and we observe it in our day-to-day life as well. So you have studied the statement of universal law of gravitation. It was like each and every body in the universe attracts every other body by a force which is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So first you have to write down the statement of the universal law of gravitation, and then from the statement we can write down the formula. See, according to the statement, the force was directly proportional to the product of masses of the body and it was inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. So if I remove this sign of proportionality, then I have to insert one constant. So instead of this proportionality sign, what I will write now is gravitational force is equals to capital G m1 m2 upon r square. This capital G is universal gravitational constant and its value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. It was determined by Cavendish. All these things we have studied in 9th standard. Now we have to see the properties of this gravitational force. So now first we'll see what is the reason because of which this gravitational force acts between two bodies. So the reason for the gravitational force is actually mass of the body. So the reason for the gravitational force is mass of the body. Each and every body which has mass will attract every other body having mass with this gravitational force. So if I talk about dust particles, then yes, dust particles also attract every other particles, but as the mass of the dust particle is very less, I can call them practically massless particles. So the force of gravity which they exert on any other particle will be very less. As the mass of the body increases, then the gravitational force exerted by that body also increases. Okay, so the reason for the gravitational force is mass. Now if I see the properties of this force, then the first property is that the gravitational force is always attractive in nature. It is always attractive in nature. Why only attractive? See, you know that forces can be attractive also or they can be repulsive also. So why this gravitational force is having only one kind of nature? See, the reason for gravitational force is mass. And as we all know, masses are of only one type. ऐसा नहीं होता है masses making negative mass, positive mass, right? So masses are of one type only and therefore the nature of the force is only of one type and it is attractive. So gravitational force is always attractive in nature. Then second property is it is a long range force. Now how can I say this, that it is a long range force? See, you know that all the planets revolve around sun. Why they revolve around sun? What is the reason? The gravity of the sun. Because of the gravitational force of the sun, all the planets are revolving around the sun. Because of the gravitational force of earth, moon is revolving around the earth. Now the distance between the planets and the sun, the distance between moon and earth is actually very big. So I can say that gravitational force is a very long range force. It can act up to very big distances. Now one important point. See, it is a long range force, but if I talk about the strength of the gravitational force, then it is the weak force. Just see, don't get confused over here. The range is long, but if I talk about the strength, then strength wise this force is weak, or else I can call it the weakest force among the four fundamental forces. So range wise It can act up to very big distances, very large distances, but the strength of this force is very less. The magnitude of this force is very less. Then no medium is required. If the medium is there, then also it will work. If the medium is not there, then also this force will work. See, what is the example? Suppose if I drop this pen, then this pen will go down. That is because of gravitational force of earth. Okay, here the medium is there, atmosphere is present. But if you talk about the distance between sun and earth, it is a very large distance. And if you talk about the medium between sun and earth, then everywhere throughout that distance medium is not present. Between sun and earth there is vacuum also. Still sun is able to attract earth and it makes the earth revolve around it. So what I can say that the medium is not required for this force to act. Next point is, this force is a central force. Why I call it a central force? Because this force acts from center to center. See, suppose if this is one body and this is another body, then the force acts from center of one body to the center of other body. Suppose this mass is m1, this is m2, and the distance between them is suppose r. Then this force acts from the center of one body to the center of other body, and that's why I can call it a central force. One more thing, this force obeys inverse square law. How can I say this, that this obeys inverse square law? See, we have seen the formula. From this formula, I can see that this force is inversely proportional to the square of distance. So in future also, you will be seeing certain formulas where whatever quantity here is will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance. And all such formulas or all such laws, you can say that they follow inverse square law. So this law also obeys inverse square law. Then this force is of type which is conservative in nature. What do you mean by conservative? See, if a force is conservative, then the work done in moving a body against that particular force will be path independent, will not depend on the path. See, suppose if I have, this also you have studied in 9th standard, suppose if I have a box over here and I want to lift this box up to this particular height. Okay, this height is suppose h. So now if I lift this box along this direction, or if I lift this box to the same height along this direction, then the work done will be same. See, formula for work done will be equal to potential energy, and that will be equal to mgh. See, mass of this body will remain same, g is the gravitational acceleration, so that also will remain same in both the cases. And the height, from this figure we can see that height is also same. So the potential energy or the work done is going to remain same in both the cases, whether I lift this box straight away along this direction to this height, or if I take this body along this path to the same height. So here, whatever work I was doing on this body was against gravitational force. Gravitational force will pull this body in downward direction. So I have to do work on this body against the gravitational force if I want to lift this body to this height. Okay, so conservative force means the whatever work I am doing on this body does not depend on the path, and that work I was doing was against gravitational force. So the reason for the work done was gravitational force. So the gravitational force is known as conservative force, as the work done against the gravitational force does not depend on the path. So this is one more property, that it is conservative in nature. Okay, so in exam you have to remember any 4 properties out of this. So minimum they will ask you to write 4 properties of gravitational forces. So you have to remember any 4 out of this. So you can check from the textbook whatever properties are given in your textbook. It's better if you remember them. Then where you can see this force acting? You have plenty of examples. It governs all the motion, all the planetary motion. See, all the planets revolve around the sun. Then moon revolves around the earth. So that is the example where this gravitational force actually acts. And one more thing, that this force is universal. How can I say that this force is universal? It acts throughout the universe. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं अर्थ पे अगर चेक करूंगी तो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स एक्ट करता है और मून पे जाके चेक करती हूँ तो नहीं एक्ट करता है. ऑन मून ऑल्सो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स एक्ट्स. No doubt, it will be lesser than the gravitational force which acts on Earth, as the mass of moon is lesser than the mass of Earth. आपने पढ़ा है 9th standard में, right? So the gravitational force on moon will be less. If you go on Jupiter, then the mass of the Jupiter is more than that of Earth. So the gravitational force which acts on the Jupiter will be more, but it acts. So throughout the universe, if you go, then this law will remain consistent. And that's why you can say that this force is a universal force.